Okay, now I want you to, obviously I want you to watch this, but I really want you to listen very closely to this because this is a call that came into C-SPAN over the weekend, and it may sound familiar, even the name. Roll it.
John in Virginia, Republican. Let's hear from you.
Well, this is John Barron, and this is the worst decision you've ever had in your life, practically. Jack's going to agree with me, right? But this is a terrible decision. And you have Hakeem Jeffries, he's a dope, and you have Chuck Schumer, who can't cook a cheeseburger. Of course these people are happy. But true Americans will not be happy. And you have the woman earlier, I assume she's a woman, she's a Democrat, but she said she's disgraced. She's devastated.
All right, John. This. We'll go to Chester, who's in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Okay, so she cut him off really quickly there. I mean, it sounds like Donald Trump, right? And the guy's name is John Barron. That should be familiar to you because this has been known for years that Donald Trump will call in to certain PR people, magazines, whatever, and pretend to be, this is what he did back in the day, reportedly, and pretend to be his own PR person, but not by his own name. This was a report. Now, this report is from, they say you know the things that say she get it from her mama, or he get it from his mama, or he get it from his daddy. Well, Donald Trump got this from his daddy. And that is what a Frontline report tells you. Now, tell me if you don't recognize this. Listen.
Trump had learned the tactic from his father, Fred Trump, who sometimes used the name Mr. Green.
He was Mr. Green. Fred was, when he called up and asked questions. He said, "This is Mr. Green." And Donald was later John Barron.
I don't think Donald was necessarily evasive with the press when he used his alter ego, John Barron. I think it gave him the opportunity to say things that he couldn't say as Donald Trump.
John Barron helped take the heat off Trump. The media moved on, and Trump Tower became his most iconic property.
Okay, so here's the thing. Barbara Rez worked for Donald Trump, and she's saying that it's actually him. She's not denying, she's not alleging, she's not reporting. She's saying it's him and that he got to say what he wanted to say without, seeming self-indulged, self-serving, or maybe he's just getting something off of his chest. But look, either you think it's brilliant or it is sinister or it is really sad. Why don't you just get a PR person and sit in the room with a PR person, or tell the PR person what you would like them to say? And surely Donald Trump could have afforded a PR person, but it's not just then. I mean, look, it was John Barron, it was others as well. John Barron is not the only one. Here's a CNN report from a few years ago.
The real amazing story of Donald Trump's old spokesman, as the Washington Post headline writes, may be that it's been such an open secret for so long, it's hard to believe that anyone is still questioning it.
What's your name again? John Miller. And you were with Barron? Yes, that's correct.
It was back in the 1980s, and when the flashy New York real estate mogul needed to get a bit of news out, the newspaper reports it was common knowledge among New York reporters that Trump just assumed a different name and handled the media calls himself.
Pause it. Okay, so here's the thing. If you listen, now this John Miller sounds a lot like the person from the C-SPAN call who's doing John Barron. I just want you to pay close attention to it. Listen.
Like this call from reporter Sue Carswell at People magazine concerning Trump's breakup with girlfriend Marla Maples.
What kind of comment is coming from your agency or from Donald? Well, it's just that he really decided that he wasn't, he didn't want to make the commitment. He didn't want to make a commitment. He really thought it was too soon. He's coming out of a marriage and he's starting to do tremendously well financially. And he just thought it was too soon to make any commitment to anybody. So what is going to happen is she being asked to leave, or she's going to be allowed to stay? Well, he treats everybody well, and you don't know him, but he's a. No, I have met him. Have you met him? Yeah. He's a good guy, and he's not going to hurt anybody. He treated his wife well, and he will treat Marla well. And he's somebody that has a lot of options, and frankly, he gets called by everybody. He gets called by everybody in the book in terms of women.
If that John Miller sounds like Trump, it's because audio forensic expert Tom Owen says, in his opinion, it is.
I can conclude with a fair degree of scientific certainty that it is Donald Trump's voice.
This afternoon, Owens compared the John Miller on that phone call with People magazine to the real Donald Trump interviewed on CNN's Larry King Live in the 1990s. Due to the quality of the old recordings, he couldn't use his biometric analysis that he says would be absolutely certain, but based on pitch, tone, cadence, and his expertise, John Miller and Donald Trump are one and the same.
So according to that forensic expert, Donald Trump and John Barron are the same person. And according to Barbara Rez, who worked for the Trump Organization, John Miller and Donald Trump are the same person. So how dumb, I don't know, do you have to be to believe that people would think that you're someone different? These reporters had to be in on it. Now, I know telephones weren't that good back then. Well, I mean, you know, a landline was pretty solid. Not to know, and people used to put the thing over the phone and they'd put the cloth over the phone and they're like that. That'd be like me calling and saying, Donald Trump, like me, I think Donald Trump has a very distinctive voice. Anytime someone, not anytime, but many times when people recognize me in public, they'll say, oh, I didn't recognize you because you were wearing glasses or whatever, but I recognized your voice. Donald Trump has a very distinctive voice, and that is why it is so easy for comedians to be able to do him, because he has inflections and the sound and the tone of his voice are very familiar. It's not like he has a generic voice. And so do you have to be, I mean, how psycho what do you have to be in order to do that? Just hire a PR person. That's all you would have to do. It's stunning that we have a president, having known all of this, that Donald Trump was elected in 2016 after knowing that he had a fake PR person and that he would spread stuff about his ex-wife, Ivana Trump, and then about his mistress through the press. I mean, that's pretty sicko and wacko to be able to do that. And I don't want to use psychology. I'm going to say sicko and wacko, because I don't know exactly if you would call it megalomania, if you would call it a narcissism, or I'm not sure what you would call it. But the person in that, especially the John Barron call, sounds a lot like, or the person in the John Miller call sounds a lot like the person who is the John Barron in the C-SPAN call. And then Donald Trump was elected once again in 2024, even with all of that information and all of those lies. It is amazing that he can get away with so much shit. Can you imagine anybody else getting away with this, especially a Democrat a Democratic president? Can you imagine Barack Obama calling someone and pretending to be his own PR person? He would be laughed out the door. First of all, Barack Obama has a very distinctive voice as well as Trump. So maybe these reporters were in on it, but it's all really unbelievable. John Barron, who are you, Donald Trump? Will the real Donald Trump please stand up? Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Your support means the world to us. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss a show. We're live every weekday at 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. Eastern Time, with new clips dropping at 2 p. and 8 p. And if you want even more Don Lemon Show content, join the Lemon community. Members get exclusive posts, behind-the-scenes videos, and live chats just for you. So hit the join button or visit our channel page to sign up. Thanks again for all your love and your support, and I'll see you next time.